right, who is first today? All right, Christina is first today. Hello, Christina. Alicia is on. Hello. Giving hearts to Janet Monier from Ruin Thai Cuisine. Good to see you, sir. Gene Coleman is on with us. And Trish Howard is on. How is Chat doing? How is Chat's back? Good to see Gloria Wells on with us. And of course, Catherine Grant. Good to see you. Tanel Livingston is on with us. Mama Charlotte. Hello and good Friday to you. Wow, Barbara Kaufman, we have missed you. The natives have been absolutely crazy while you have been gone. And so we're happy to see that you are back. Hope you had a good time and you deserved it. We have, let me see, Lenora Moore is on with us. And Linda is on from Reno, Nevada. Marjorie Young, our maven of small businesses. Boy, what a week. Marjorie, I just got finished from my last event like 15 minutes ago. I got to tell you about it. But what an awesome small business week here in Savannah. Thank you so much for all that you've done to make this happen. Camila is on time. So we're glad about that. And good to see the Honorable Glenda Jones on with us. She's been gone for a little bit. Good to see Red Strawberries on with us, and she will remind us always, always to juice. Good to see E. Joyce Paris, who's with us every single Friday night as well. Aunt Ollie is on. Good to see you. And Trish says that Chat is much better, and I'm glad because if he wasn't better, I was going to have you brought up on charges because I was hoping you didn't hurt our friend Chat. Good to see Talia on. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. MG Steele, good to see you. Tennille, thank you for joining us. We are glad that you're on with us from Atlanta, Georgia, as well. Chat is on. So everybody, we wanted proof of life. So Chat is on. Tam Reeds, good to see you. I'm slapping you in your hand because you know you kind of misbehaved a little bit. Good to see Gwen Day's on. Good to see you. Glenda said she was on last week. Okay. Ophelia Allen, good to see you as well. LaWanda Tillman is on. Golden State is not in the playoffs, but the New York Knicks are. So good to see you, LaWanda. But I will tell you this, that no one will keep me from Friday Night Live, even the New York Knicks. Buddy Ware is on from Lake Burton. So good to see you. I guess you and Mom are out hanging out. Hope that you are doing well. And we want to thank you all for joining us on this really seasonable, warm Friday night in the greatest city on earth, Savannah, Georgia. Thank you so much for spending your Friday with me as we do and have done every single Friday night. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. Harry Thompson, good to see you, sir. I appreciate you seeing you. Carletha Turman, good evening, ma'am. Hope you are doing well and hope everything is going all right with you. Miss Alvernia Jackson, good to see you, ma'am. Reverend Bonamitria Jackson, no relation. Thank you very much. Reverend Cheryl Paris, good to see you all the way from New York. Thank you. I appreciate that. And let's go Knicks. I mean, we have suffered so long, Cheryl. And the Lord said, when you have suffered a little while, and we have suffered, you know, there were many years where we just suffered. And so the Lord finally has given us something to cheer about. And so I'm excited about that. Good to see Brother Kewan Drayton on. Hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you for joining us. Kathy Boggs is on with us. Good to see you. Good to see Alderwoman Estella Edwards Shabazz. Good to see you and appreciate your work and service in the 5th District. Good to see Coach Cassell Bell from Jacksonville, Florida. Duval is in the house. Good to see you. Thank you. Rick Lee, man, look, I operate in vision, brother. I've always have. So I don't have to, you can't be visionary when you are visionary. And I know where the vision comes from. So I just write the vision and make it plain. And though it might tarry, it will speak. But thank you very much. Good to see Antoinette Jenkins on. thank you for joining us. And hey, my cousin Marion Jones is on, and we're going to talk this week, Marion. You and I are going to talk. Glenda Jones wants to remind everybody to get out to vote. As you know, early voting started on Monday. 1,151 people got out to vote. Y'all got to go out and vote, okay? All elections are important. Your vote is your voice, and by not voting, you are voting, okay? Good to see Brenda Ponda. Thank you. Good to see you. And Cheryl, yes. So your prayers, Cheryl, Reverend Cheryl, your prayers have worked. The Knicks have a team now. I mean, we have excitement from back in the Patrick Ewing, John Starks days. I mean, usually by this time, I don't start looking at baseball. Now, hey, we got something to look at, right? So we're glad about that. It's been exciting. Okay, so I'm seeing right now that Catherine is telling us that Jacqueline Grant lost her sister-in-law. So we're going to give you some love on that. I did not know that, but know that we are thinking and praying for her. And please tell Jacqueline, that we're thinking about her. Gwen Days is on with us. Thank you. Tennille says yellow is my color. So I will accept that. And I'm going to give you some more yellow. Aviana! Hey, Aviana. Aviana said, hey. So, hey, Aviana. So, Faye Law says, hey. So, Aviana says, hey. Aviana, how old are you, Aviana? Aviana is like, how old are you, 3? Aviana is on, so we're saying hey to Aviana. Hey, Aviana. Patricia Johnson is on. Also, Angela is on. Always glad to see Angela. Patricia, Mom, and Max are doing well. I talked to Mom today, and Max was at her feet waiting to see what she was going to drop down to him. So they are doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Let me see. Thank you, Gwen. Shauna Kennedy is on with us as well. Good to see Angela Kirkland on with us. Ken Slat Superstar. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Spencer Ellis White III, the maestro himself, is on. And I saw you call, but I was tied up, but I will call you back, Spencer. Margie Jefferson, good to see you as well. And Vaughn, good to see you. Shirley Branham, good evening to you. Always good to see you. Good to see my oldest uncle, Jay Javincione. Good to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well. You can call me and holler every now and then, say hello, let me know how you're doing. Good to see Kathy Middleton is on. Thank you so much for being on with us on Friday Night Live. And we are just ramping up just a little bit, and then we will get into what we want to talk about today. A lot to talk about, a lot of good things to talk about. And so I'm excited about that as well. So also, Cheryl Mitchell is on with us. Good to see you. Terica Tapley is on. Good. And Jean Coleman sending out graduation greetings to the 300 plus graduates at the Savannah State University. And that's for the people that go to Howard. The Savannah State University. Happy graduation to the graduates of the Savannah State University. Hilda Jones Cohen is on. Thank you so much. Trish, how big is my family? I have, there are 5 of us, so I'm the oldest of 5. And then I have 7 or 8 nieces and nephews. And then I have 1 grandnephew. So they keep you busy. So thank you. Marsha Scott is on. Thank you as well. Hey, James Putney, the man, the myth, the legend himself is on. Ernestine Wells, good to see you, ma'am, as well. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit, Angela. Good to see Robin McDaniel Beck from Kansas City, Missouri is on. And thank you very much. And Neil, so the AG told me the new gun storage ordinance was illegal. Well, we don't agree, so we saying take us to court. Sue us, we'll go to the Supreme Court and let the United States Supreme Court say it. So, Neil, we got lawyers too. We pay good lawyers. We have some of the best lawyers. And so, we can agree with our Attorney General. So the gun ordinance doesn't go anywhere. So sorry. Shonda says that her niece graduated today from Georgia State University with her bachelor's degree. Congratulations. Thank you, Marianne Gowai. I appreciate the cake. My staff really, really appreciated the cake. So we appreciate that as well. And thank you, the Honorable Gabrielle D. Nelson from Port Wentworth. Good to see her on as well. Shirley Spears, thank you so much as well. Yolanda Hen, good to see you. Delandra Smith, good to see you as well. Well, Neil, we'll see. But I'm glad, Neil, that you don't decide who wins or loses. So, so you can. You don't want me to put Tam Tam and them on you tonight, so you better just be cool. Avion Richardson, all the way from England. So we are truly international. Good to see you, ma'am. Hail to the king and to Princess Charlotte on her birthday. So I know you're over there celebrating that. So thank you very much. Let's see. And Terica says congratulations to Veronique Dupree. I hope I got it right. Gloria, thank you so much. And Alan Wright, brother Alan Wright, good to see you, sir. Hope you are doing well as well. And I told you. Good to see Alan Wright on. Khadijah Green. Hey, Khadijah, where you been, girl? Juanita Johnson, good to see you as well. Hey, Brenda Hayco, good to see you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you were able to come. And one of your cheerleaders graduated from Savannah State. And so congratulations to your cheerleader. Good to see Jacqueline Jones Wright. Shauna is watching me in the car. Good to see Laura Renee Smith from Central Pennsylvania. She had an old lady nap. Audrey King is on with us, so we appreciate her. Always good to see her. And let me see. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yes. Yes. Good to see Audrey King on as well. And anyway, let me see. Yeah, Neil misses me. Neil doesn't have any friends. Neil doesn't have a life. Neil can't win an election. Neil's own neighbors don't like Neil, and so he gets his pleasure in life by watching God bless me in the midst of his opposition. So he certainly can continue to do that. But anyway, he'll get over it. Like I said, I enjoy the fact that I occupy free rent in his head. Sometimes you just got to let the devil stay around you. So, but anyway, all right. So, but anyway, it's Friday, and so here we are. And I just want you to see something. Yes. I'm just doing something right quick. There we go. Give me 1 second. I'm just handling something right quick. Okay. Yeah, he's been missing me. But anyway. So no, anyway. Yeah. Yeah, Neil needs a timeout. Neil did not take his medication. Regina Young, good to see you. Yeah, y'all pray for Neil. John Hudson, good to see you as well. Well, Neil's been my footstool for a while, so. And guess what? Y'all, you have to pray for Satan. So do that. Anyway. So anyway, it's Friday night, y'all. Y'all know what happens on Friday night, and so we're going to go ahead and get on the move. First of all, y'all know what we do. Tara Strong, right? Three gold, three cherry, apple green hearts, and then a red heart crystal. Kaufman has joined us, so we're doing that. Go ahead and get that done. Then, of course, we are looking out for our lupus warriors. Neil has never done anything in his life, unfortunately, and so he doesn't realize that he drives up my analytics, and we just love him. We love you, Neil. We appreciate you, Neil, and we appreciate the fact that you have no life, you have no friends, and if this is what makes you happy, then we say go ahead and enjoy yourself, Neil. Okay? So we want to go ahead and send out love to our lupus warriors, and then we want to send out love for multiple sclerosis. So we're sending out love for all of them. And all right, let me see. 1, 2, 3. Red. So we're getting all those done. Thank you. Let me see. I'm trying to get that out. Okay. All right. We have multiple sclerosis. All right. We got that. So I got them all done. Right. So we're sending out love. Thank you, Mary Bright. Thank you. Terry Mobley has joined us. Good to see you as well. Just glad to have all of you with us on another edition of Friday Night Live right here in Savannah, Georgia, the greatest city on earth, where we will be a safe, environmentally healthy, economically thriving community for all of our citizens. And for us, all means all. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all, because here we are today. Where are we? Week number 213. 213 straight weeks. 1,491 days, 4 years and 30 days, 48 months. Every single Friday night we have been together. Every single Friday night we have been together, and we appreciate you all for being here with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you all so much for joining us for our 213th straight week of Friday Night Live, the longest relationship, situationship, entanglement, boo thing up. We are still together after all of this time, still going strong. Thank you all. We build community here for everybody except for Neil. Everybody except for Neil. Neil is outside the circle of trust, and he can stay right there. So thank you all so much. And so thank you, thank you, thank you. Marjorie Young reports that 14 small business owners have issued their assessments on different trends and benchmarks. Small business are on fire here, A+. We have outpaced big businesses, and that is true. That is true. This week was Small Business Week, and the Mayor's Small Business Conference was this week. This year we partnered with the Chamber, and we partnered with Marjorie and the State of Small Business, and it was epic, epic, epic event. Matter of fact, it went all week long. I just leaving, I was over and at an event sponsored by Alfonso Ribot and the Small Business the Hispanic Chamber, and that was absolutely phenomenal. I had an absolutely wonderful time with them. We were over at where were we? We were at Katrina's, which is right on Chamber of Commerce, right off of Chatham Parkway. And we had a great time over there. I had one of those margaritas, and I just had one, like a little one. And I'm feeling really good about myself. So congratulations to all of them. We've really tried to work hard, and we appreciate that. We appreciate all that they have done, because the fact is, small businesses help make things happen in this community. Leslie Baker is on. Good to see you. I appreciate you being on with us. Elder Erica Harnett is on, which means that Maya is on. Hey, Maya, is Maya on? Erica, is Maya on? We're going to get you the T-shirt as well. We appreciate that. We appreciate all of you on here. Regina Parrish Williams is on with us. Thank you. And we've just combined all of this. So teamwork makes the dream work. And so we appreciate that. And we believe in equity. So we believe everybody. We believe there is enough money out there for everybody. And we believe that equity, or creating an equitable opportunity, doesn't take away from those who have. It just means you're creating room at the table for those who have not. And again, we're not providing them with business. We're providing the opportunity for business. They have to make their own business. And so we believe that traditional businesses, small businesses, women-owned businesses, black-owned businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses, Asian-owned businesses should have the same opportunity to be able to do well. Thank you. Our senior statesman, Cliff McCurry, is on. Good to see you. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. And Kathy wanted a question. So I am taking questions. If you have anything about the city of Savannah you want to ask. Kathy wanted to know about the kids on the corner selling water. And so we are addressing that. The problem is the kids are doing it, and oftentimes they're doing it under the supervision of an adult. I appreciate the entrepreneurial spirit of young people, particularly kids who want to sell and make a little bit of money. But it's also very dangerous because they're darting out in front of traffic, and we don't want them to get hurt. So you are very correct. We have our police out there addressing this issue. Unfortunately, sometimes by the time they move, they're back out there. But no, we are on top of that. Thank you again. We appreciate that as well. It's been a great week. Hey, Savannah Black History, good to see you. I appreciate you. Pastor Thurman Neal Tillman of the First African Baptist Church, good to see you. And he was at the Small Business Conference. Thank you for being there. Barbara Foster, good to see you. And of course, Tam Reeds is on. Tam Reeds I got her in timeout a little bit. So y'all just nobody move, nobody get hurt, okay? Good to see Mother Julia Carter on. I saw you sitting on your porch, and I honked at you. Let's give her some love as well, okay? We equity is how we're going to do work. Equity is not only the destination. Equity is the journey, and so we bake equity in from the very, very beginning. That's the type of city we're going to be. I don't know what Neil and them do down in Darien where he lives, but we know here in Savannah, we value everybody. And we know belonging is different than fitting in. We don't want people to fit in. We want people to belong. And so we're open for everybody, and we want everybody to do that. So Savannah Black History, good. Let me know. We will do it. Good to see Ruth Albright on as well. Thank you very much. And let me see. Let me catch up. Good to see. Thank you, Mary Helen Bright. Good to see Mayor Dana Williams, my good friend and the mayor of Thunderbolt, Georgia. He is doing an outstanding job out there in Thunderbolt. Good to see you, sir. Thank you for joining us. And yes, the Savannah State Gala is tomorrow. And it's like every week I'm going to a gala, but we're going to that gala. I look forward to seeing you. Tam, you can take Savannah to California, and we will also be there as well. So, and also Glenda Jones, thank you. Yes, the Fairgrounds project is going. I've said very clearly, we are moving on things. We're not going to suffer from the paralysis of analysis. So the Fairgrounds is moving. By this month, we're going to make a decision about the Civic Center, about whether we should keep it, or whether we should get rid of all of it, or whether we should keep part of it and get rid of it, part of it. But we're going to make a decision. We're not going to be sitting around waiting. So I appreciate that. Good to see Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker, Debbie Williams Walker on with us. Good to see Paula Blackwell. Thank you for joining us tonight as well. Gloria Humans is on as well. And yes, Mary Helen, Savannah State did graduate. And let me tell you about the amazing thing that happened at Savannah State. I mean, Pinky Cole Hayes. Many of you know Pinky Cole, the slutty vegan. She delivered the commencement address. And today at Savannah State, she offered an $8.75 million entrepreneurial starter pack to the 300 Savannah State graduates there. So that was with her, with John Hope Bryant, with Operation Hope, and with Shopify. And so each of these graduates will receive more than $25,000 of in-kind services. This was an awesome opportunity. I was so excited about that, so grateful to Pinky Cole Hayes for this amazing gift, to my friend John Hope Bryant. Thank you, Shopify. Thank you again. $8.75 million of opportunities, and that's just amazing. So thank you. And yes, the newly approved Fairgrounds project. Donald Murphy, I agree with you. Yes, we're going to prosecute. If you're breaking into cars in our city, we're going to prosecute you. And we're going to prosecute those who don't secure their cars too. If a gun is stolen from your car because of your negligence, we'll prosecute the person that took it for entering your vehicle, but we're also going to prosecute you for recklessness. You have a duty to secure your firearm in this city. So I agree with you, Donald. We'll prosecute the thugs for breaking in, and we'll prosecute the negligence for not securing. So I agree with you. What else? Millicent Duncan is on with us. Good to see you. Can I discuss the Facebook survey regarding the Civic Center? I have not seen the survey. I think there is a survey. But for us, we are doing a variety of things. We're doing surveys for those that are on social media. We're also having public engagement sessions. I believe we have 3 coming up. One for the public at the Civic Center, one on the south side at the Armstrong Center for those out on the south side, and then we're doing one virtually as well. We want to make sure that we get as much public input as we could. We've been talking about this for years. And the reality is that people's positions generally are not going to change. There are some people who feel like we should knock it down and that we should sell it for its highest and best use. There are some people who feel like we should keep the entire thing. And there are some people who feel like we should modify it in some kind of way, keep half of it and keep the rest of it. Some people want to keep the Johnny Mercer Theater. I think my position is that we want to make sure that everyone that wants to give input will give input, and then we're going to make a decision and we're going to move on. So, I hope I answered your question. And then also, we had this meeting out this week. For the first time ever, we have $9 million appropriated for a Southside Community Center. And for years, I've been on council, we've been talking about it. In 2019, when I was running for mayor, people told me their number one need on the South Side, they wanted to have their own community center. And I agree with them. And due to Alderman Pertiz's leadership out there and me working along with him in council and the city manager, we've allocated $9 million for this community center on the South Side. And so we went out there to hear from the residents, and some have very strong feelings. We have the obligation to look at all sites, and we have to evaluate all sites. And so some people are saying, we don't want to hear. Again, there are valid reasons for all of them. We'll continue to engage, we'll continue to evaluate, and then ultimately we'll make a decision about where it's going to go. This is $9 million that the South Side has never had before. It represents the largest single investment on the South Side of Savannah in our city's history. And I want those folks to get their community center. I don't care where they put it. I don't care. I don't have a preference. I just want to go ahead and break ground and get it built. So that's my position on that. So good to see Minister Deborah Grant. Good to see you as well. Felicia wants to know, will I be soliciting the thoughts of the citizens? That's what we're doing now. We've already had several meetings already, Felicia. And again, we'll have 2 more meetings. We'll have a meeting at the Civic Center, I believe on the 7th. We'll have a virtual meeting for those who can't come out physically. And then we'll have a meeting on the South Side. So we're soliciting thoughts. People have been expressing their thoughts. You have 9 members of the City Council in which you can express an opinion as well. But at the end of the day, we're going to make a decision. And we're going to move on that decision. I will tell you, there are distinctly camps in this. And so whatever decision we choose, 2 camps are not going to be happy. But, in a sophisticated republic, we make a decision and then we move forward. So yes, we're soliciting thoughts to answer your question. So good to see you. Good to see you. Let's see. It's good to see Pastor Deborah Bullock on as well. Hey, Susan Holden, good to see you as well. Debbie Williams Walker. Yeah, I mean, the people told me they want now. The thing about it was when they were asking for it, they said, we need something on the South Side. Okay, well, I agree with you. And so we have secured $9 million for the South Side. Now, all I'm telling them is work it out. Figure out where it needs to go. But keep in mind that each of the sites have their own advantages and disadvantages. You got $9 million. So if we have to purchase land, that takes away from the $9 million. If you have to remediate land, that takes away from your $9 million. The more money you have to put into the land, the less money you have for your building. So, I mean, whatever it is, let's just make it happen. Okay? Yeah, MG Steele, thank you very much. Pastor Robertson, good to see you, sir. I'm going to talk a little bit about your event this Sunday. So, been a busy week. So, I think I saw you all last Friday. I was in Atlanta. I met with Secretary Pete Buttigieg. The city of Savannah got $1.8 million for the I-16 flyover. And so I had an opportunity to thank him and the Biden administration and really kind of to push on him the importance of us going ahead and getting the money we need to get this project done. Those of you who have been around for a while, you know that the I-16 flyover, which goes right over MLK, which is the old West Broad Street, literally split this community in half. It split Savannah in half. And so we need to get that down and really reclaim that land. And so the feds are working with us on it. We appreciate their money and their investment. The 1.8 is for study. It's going to be a significant amount of money to get it done, but we are moving on all gears. Then Sunday, I went to D.C., and on Monday, I met with Adrian Todman, who is the acting secretary of the Housing and Urban Development. I met with the Secretary of Health and Human Services, and I met with Dennis McDonough, who is the Secretary of Veterans Affairs at the White House, about helping our homeless veterans. Let's be absolutely clear, and I am absolutely clear on this. No person that has served our country should be without a home. No veteran. To me, that is the biggest dishonor. I think if somebody has put themselves in harm's way for our nation, when they come home, they should have a home. And so we have been talking about ways of creating spaces to be able to create better opportunities for homeless veterans here. And so we went over and had that meeting with them. We also met with White House staff about how we can help make this happen. How do we increase housing choice vouchers? How do we get monies to be able to build more supportive housing? We were excited because homelessness in Savannah went down 22.5% in 1 year. Because of our efforts, because we're working together, because we've been working with the Chatham-Savannah Authority for the Homeless, because we now have this intergovernmental, this council on homelessness, because we're all working and rowing in the same direction, homelessness, according to our point in time count, went down 22.5% in 1 year. And I believe that we can get to the point where we can significantly eradicate homelessness in the city of Savannah. And we're going to keep working until we get it right. So thank you very much as well. Let me see, what else? Let's see. Oh, wow, Stony is on. All right. My beautiful niece Stony is on. Y'all saying hey to Stony? All right, Richard Dinkins, good to see you. Everybody's showing love to Stony. Good to see Dr. O. Dr. O is on. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Debbie Williams Walker, as well. Dr. Tony Jordan, my brother and friend, good to see you as well. I appreciate that. Everybody's sending love out to Stony. Everybody's glad to see her. Thank you, Mrs. Sadie Campbell, our senior Friday Night Liver. Sadie Campbell is 99 years old, y'all. 99 years old. She always keeps it 100. And we love having her on. We love her. So every time she comes on, we give her love. So y'all make sure you go to her post and give her some love. We love you as well. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Shabazz. No, I'm not tired of going. I go hard in the paint for this city. And if there's opportunities for this city, I'm going. I'm going. And so we're in a good place. The Biden administration has been good to our city. Wherever you are politically, I mean, that's where you are. I will tell you, we have gotten more federal investment over the last 4 years than we have gotten in well over 20 since I've been on council. So, get excited about that. So, thank you. Let me see, what else? Yes, let me see, everybody. Tia, good to see you as well. Thank you, Shirley. Everybody sending love to Stony. Well, now, Dr. Andrew Young works for Senator Raphael Warnock, Savannah's own Senator Raphael Warnock. And we have been so blessed because we have somebody in Washington, D.C. who knows where that flyover is. Why? Because it's a stone throw from where he grew up. And so we're blessed to have Senator Raphael Warnock and Senator John Ossoff serving us, working with us. I talk with them or their teams on a weekly basis, and they have been phenomenal to work with. Dr. Young is an amazing local person. He knows this community well, and so he helps keep us in front of the senator, and we appreciate that. We appreciate you, sir. Mary Arby is on from Conyers. So we appreciate that as well. And let me see. Shirley's okay. I got all of y'all. So, hey, good to see Jennifer Davenport. Jennifer Davenport works for the Chamber of Commerce, one of my favorite people in the world. And she worked hard this week. We thank you for your help and partnership with our Small Business Week. It was amazing. So thank you so much. Thank you, Patricia. I appreciate you as well. Thank you. So I wanted to talk about that. And then I wanted to talk about young people. I want to talk a little bit about that. because I've had the most interesting chuckle. Thank you, L. Griffin Kenny. I appreciate that. Let me straighten myself up, make sure I'm looking right. So I saw this thing. Hey, Mama Marsha, good to see you. Sabrina Wright is on. Good to see you. Good evening. We had the most interesting thing. I saw a post that said about a senior cut day, a senior skip day. Now, if you're older like me, you remember senior skip day. And for those of you that don't know what senior skip day is, senior skip day was that in the last month, good to see you, Cynthia Carpenter, thank you so much, that on your senior, the last month of your senior year, that you picked a day and you just skipped school because you're seniors. You're done. If you're going to pass the class, you're going to pass it. If you're going to fail it, you're going to fail it. But this is it. And so we pick one day, and you only get really one senior skip day. And you have to know that you're graduating. You have to know. But then you skip. Usually it was on a Friday, but you just talked among yourselves. And as you talked among yourselves, you came up with the day. And so when you came up with the day, everybody just talked about it, but you didn't tell adults. Okay? But everybody knew when senior skip day was. And so when the day came, we just had a day of being seniors. It was kind of our last hurrah together. So we did it, and I mean, I remember mine distinctly because some of us, like me in Brooklyn at the time, you know, I was going away to college. Some of these folks I never saw again. So it was really kind of like, if any of y'all watch Grease, you know, remember that last scene in Beach? You know what? It was like that. It was kind of like just your last hurrah. So the youngins, somebody in the youngins camp, somebody in the class of 2024 thought that in the world of social media, good to see you, LaRon Hines, they put it on Facebook. They created a flyer and said, Senior Skip Day, brunch from 10:30 to 12, and BYOE at Tybee Island. And I saw it and I looked and I said, maybe I'm just getting old. But the first rule of Senior Skip Day was you didn't advertise Senior Skip Day. Then they were going down to Tybee Island. And that's a whole nother thing. Dr. Jordan, you remember Senior Skip Day. And I'm sitting here like, who's brilliant? And then they put all the schools down there. And some of those schools, thank you, Antoinette, some of the schools had the schools on there, and then they took off some of the schools. I mean, everything. And this is the moral to the story, parents and grandparents, right? Everything don't need to go on social media. Y'all put all your business on social media, then you wonder why everybody is in your business. You get mad that people are in your business, but then you realize that you put everybody in your business. And that was just crazy to me. So me being me, I said, well, since you told us where you gonna be, then I told all the parents, let's go ahead and spend some wonderful time with our beloved young people down there at Tybee Island. Let's be there to greet them, and let's be there to spend their day with them. And if they're bringing their own everything, maybe they need to bring their own car and their own way back, because you know I couldn't get it. I couldn't figure it out. So, but anyway, That's what it is, and that's what happened. I thought it was hilarious, and so, um, but you don't put everything on Facebook, y'all. You just don't. Okay. Georgia's pro gun. Yeah, I got a lot of guns. Yeah, we do have a right. Second Amendment. I agree. Yeah, I have my guns. I enjoy my guns. So yes. Um, yeah, but it was just crazy, y'all. I mean, don't put. I mean, it was just crazy. You don't do it. So I don't know. I just thought it was hilarious. So um, I didn't get down there, but I think some people did. And maybe when you have your college skip day, you realize you don't put everything on Facebook. Okay, when you putting stuff on here like I'm going out of the country. I'm out of the country for 10 days, and people now know that you are not in your house. You don't have to put everything on Facebook, y'all. You don't have to put everything on Instagram or Twitter. Many of you know, I mean, when I'm out of town, most times, I mean, I don't post till well after I got back. I mean, I post to people like, "Oh, you were here in DC?" No, that was 2 weeks ago. So, but anyway, yeah, have a talk with your young people. Everything does not need to go on social media. Social media is a tool. It is a tool to be used. It is not your diary to spell out every detail of your life, because then you can't get mad when people are in your business. So I just found that to be hilarious. Um, BYOE means bring your own everything. But these high school students, I don't know what they got. But I wanted to make sure it wasn't bring your own edibles. Um, I just want to make sure what it was. So, um, anyway. So I'm interested in knowing how that turned out. So, um, that's the deal with that. So, also wanted to make sure that you all knew and wanted to remind you tomorrow we have a big event coming up as well that I'm really excited about. Tomorrow we are doing a great event with the um, Georgia State Medical Association. And so for people who are very interested in medical fields, particularly our young people, from 8 o'clock to 1:30, we are going to be at the Savannah Civic Center Ballroom. We're having a health careers fair. And we are asking you, if you're interested in the medical field, doctors, practitioners, nurses, technicians, aides, we'll have doctors there and practitioners, and this is a great opportunity for you to go out and meet people actually in it. They have hands-on demonstrations and stuff. At one point I wanted to be a doctor until I saw that it involved giving needles, and y'all know I don't like needles. So I knew then I didn't want to do it. I saved myself a whole lot of time by spending time in a doctor's office knowing I didn't want to give people needles. So our young people need those opportunities. Thank you, Trish, physician assistants and nurse practitioners. This is tomorrow from 8:30 to 1:30. And so come on by 8:30 to 1:30. You can come to the Georgia State Medical Association's Health Career Day. I will be there, and so I would love to see you there. Bring in young people. Help them to figure out what it is they want to do. Also, I wanted to mention Pastor Charles Robeson and our friends at Kingdom Life Christian Fellowship. They're having a really great workshop opportunity on this Sunday at 11:15. 11:15 on this Sunday at their church, which is on Montgomery Crossroads, West Montgomery Crossroads, like 425 West Montgomery Crossroads. And so they have legal professionals coming to talk. And it's called Get Your House in Order. It's a family and real estate planning workshop. The reality is, beloved, we all think that we're going to live forever. We won't. We won't. Felicia Vereen, good to see you. It was good seeing you today. Paula Evans, good to see you. Delandria, yes. If you inbox me, I'll give it to you. It's also on my Facebook. It's on my Facebook page as well. But thank you, Jocelyn Rose. I appreciate that. But we think we're gonna live forever, and we're not. The book of Ecclesiastes says there's a time and place for everything. There's a time to be born, and there's a time to die. Hey, Kathy. And one day, we're going to leave here. Some glad morning, when your life is over, your number will be called, your card is going to be punched, and it is your time to transition from here to somewhere else. You're going from here to the smoking section, or from here to the non-smoking section. Some of y'all will get that later on. But either way, I do know, and I have never seen this before, that anything you've amassed here, which is why you can't put too much effort in things, the things you acquire, you can't take with you. The house that you have, the car that you drive, the money that you have in the bank, your francs, your Dutch marks, all of that. Good to see Black's Tropical Homestead on. Good to see Alan Westbrook on with us. You're not going to take it with you. And a lot of us, our families are jacked up. We're not talking to each other because grandmama didn't tell us what it was in writing, what she wanted to do with her stuff. She loved us, and she might have told you all different things, but what she told you doesn't add up in court. Hey, D. Dougie. D. Dougie is a girl, y'all. I found out. I met D. Dougie. D. Dougie is a girl. But, so the question becomes, we have properties in the city of Savannah that have been shuttered for years. We can't do anything with them because now grandmama died, granddaddy died, the children have died, the children's children, some of them have died. They have outside children. They have children they've never seen in years. They have some that might be in prison. And the problem is they can't agree about what to do with the property. I think the last thing you could do is to be able to put in very clear terms what you want to happen to your stuff. One, who you want to handle your stuff, and two, what you want to happen to it. In Georgia, that only happens by having a will. Otherwise, you die in what's called intestate, meaning you don't have a will. So this program by Kingdom Life on Sunday at 11:15 is talking about banking, wills, trust, a probate court, and all of these other things that you need to know. And so he has all these attorneys coming. He has these bankers coming. He has these financial analysts coming that are coming to talk about how you do this. And so I'm excited about this because you got to have your stuff in order. How many of y'all got to have a will? I mean, and there's a way you have to have a will. Because again, everybody gets fuzzy thinking when somebody dies. All of a sudden, mama told me she wanted me to handle everything. And, and you just have to know because you know your kids. You have one kid that's going to be really responsible. You're going to have one kid that might run and spin up everything. You have one kid that might just move in, don't want to pay no bills. I mean, you have to be, the last gift you can leave on this earth are clear directions about what you want to happen when you leave here. And so that's a process I've been embarked on. Obviously not having children, but a bunch of nieces. I think I'm just going to leave everything to Stoney because Stoney is really responsible. So I think I'm going to let Stoney just move down here to Savannah, and she could just live here, and her and Saya could just live here if they want to. But, you know, we just have to have our house in order, our financial house in order. We worry about our health, but our financial health is so important. So this this Sunday at 11:15, this Sunday at 11:15 at Kingdom Life, 425 West Montgomery Crossroads, Pastor Charles Roberson and our Kingdom Life friends and family will be excited to have you there. Good to see our super marketing and public communications dude, Nick Zola, on as well. Alfreda Gowire is on. Thank you. Thank you, Lucille Bacon. Thank you. How many of y'all have a will, right? And how many of you need to have a will? If you need to have a will, just say, I need to have a will. Just say you need to have a will. So I'll tell you this is true. There's a lady, now I've been living in this house for probably 27 years. I bought this house really early. My neighbor next door to me, I have never met. I never met her. She's been dead well before I ever moved here. But she left it in her will that the house was never to be sold. And left money in her will that the house was always to be taken care of. And she wanted the house to be used as like a family homestead for people in the family that wanted to come and be in the house. And so easily now for 30 years, the grass is cut, the house is maintained, people come by there, but nobody really lives there. When family comes to town, they stay there. But the fact was, she had already taken care of that. So people were very clear about what it was they were supposed to be. I have a very good friend of mine. When her mom died, and the siblings were all talking about, oh, we got to make those plans. When they went to the funeral home, Mama had already made her plans. Mama not only made her plans, she picked out her casket and she paid for her funeral. Her funeral was paid for. Her program was done. They knew exactly what it was. And so the arguing and bickering about what Mama wanted was settled because Mama had already taken that decision out of their hands. She knew who she wanted on there. She said, this person is not available. I want this person. And if it's not, it's this person. So it wasn't like a 5-hour service with people falling out all over the place. She wanted the music. She picked the music. She picked the casket. She said the dress she wanted to wear. And it was such a calming effect for her family. Because, again, the decision was already made. So if you don't have a will, go ahead and get a will. All right? Or get a trust. Or something. Stoney says she got me forever. All right, I know you will. I know. I mean, I might get cremated and just keep my ashes in here with Stoney so she could talk to me every morning. So thank you. Thank you, Joan and Daniel. Good to see you. Yes. Chad says Stoney gets my candle collection. I still have those candles right there. So yeah, Stoney gets the candle collection, and Stoney gets my pictures of me. My big pictures of me. I want her to hang them up in her bedroom so she could always know that. So Paula has a will. So good. Thank you. Tennille has a trust. Good as well. Good. Elaine says amen. Yes. Thank you. So Reverend Cheryl says that you need a will and a trust. So again, these are the types of things that you learn about at this. So 11, let me see, when is it? It's 11:15 on this Sunday at Kingdom Life. But you get to learn about all that stuff. I mean, we just have to know, right? You just have to know about that. So Trish and chat, I will bequeath you a big picture of me that you can hang up in your house so I can keep an eye on Trish chat so she doesn't bother you. I'm sure Reverend Cheryl knows of all the people that come to her, they come and crying to the preacher because their stuff wasn't in order. So, keep your family together. Death brings out the best and the worst in people, and I've seen it. Don't have your family hating each other for the rest of their lives. People not talking to each other because you weren't clear about what it was you wanted to happen. So again, I'm trying to get my stuff together, um, and so um, but we have to have it together. So think about that, and I just think it's mature to think about the fact what happens when you leave. Yes, just yesterday, I was 20 years old, and time has just flown. It has flown, and I realized that on this side of 50, the truth is that I have more days behind me than I have in front of me. That's a fact. Fortunately for me, I know for me this wouldn't be the end. But the fact is that when I do leave, I have to be able to have something here to make sure that my stuff is together. Jocelyn Rose says life assurance and assurance. That's right. Have you some insurance. Have some insurance. Don't have people putting up no doggone GoFundMe account. Um, get insurance on your kids. Um, hey, Lamb, good to see you. Make sure that you have the means to be able to do what it is that you need to have done. Uh, it's much cheaper if you plan ahead. So, um, you know, we want to make sure you do that. So again, I'm hoping it all works out. I will not be able to be there, but hopefully Pastor Roberson will give me a shout out and tell everybody I wish I was there, but he knows where I'll be on Sunday. So, but anyway, make sure you come out. And then finally, a lot going on this weekend, and we're looking forward to that. Michelle and Mr. Bill are feeling well. Thank you. Alfonso Ribot and the Metropolitan Savannah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, thank you for an amazing evening and for that margarita that now has me getting ready to take a nap. Um, y'all were wrong for that. Y'all say, oh, it's just a baby margarita. That wasn't no baby margarita. I don't know what it was you put in that, but like I said, I'm feeling really good about myself. Bernard Roberson, good to see you, sir. We appreciate you being on. So, um, you know, come on out. Again, a lot going on in the greatest city on earth. We are so glad that you are a part of our city. A lot of great things happening in our city, and we are getting it together. We recognize that it's not either or, it's and. We all have a role to play, and we respect the fact that we are a diverse city of diverse attitudes and feelings and beliefs. But there are things that we could all agree on, and those are the things we can work on. And then the things that we don't disagree on, or the things we do disagree on, we can always find ways to find common ground. And recognizing that we're not always going to agree, and I don't want someone who's going to always agree with me. Um, I want somebody who will engage in good dialogue and certainly put forth your best case. I've been known to change my mind sometimes, and I've been known to change people's minds sometimes. That's what makes us a civilized community. Obviously, I'm looking at what's happening around the country as it relates to um, the. Thank you, Spencer. I appreciate that for the people that are involved with the protest. I will tell you the hallmark of our country is to be able to protest. You should protest if you feel that you want to. That's what makes us different than everybody else. But know very clearly that when you do protest, if you break the law, as Dr. King says in civil disobedience, and Mahatma Gandhi says with civil disobedience, if you're purposely breaking the law to prove a point, then you're also being prepared to accept the consequences. And so, um, I am all for people protesting. I am not for people, um, you know, doing some of the things that I've seen on some of these college campuses. Um, you know, and I'm not for people being radicalized in the midst of all of that. So we'll pray for our country. We'll pray for our world. We're living in some very strange times. But we appreciate you, and like we've done for all this time before. We've gotten through this stuff, but we've gotten through it together. So I'm appreciative of you, appreciate for all you mean to our city, all you mean to us. And again, I appreciate you all, and I will see you tomorrow. And Pastor Roberson will tell me that all of y'all came on Sunday, all the Friday Night Live people. Pastor Roberson, shout out Friday Night Live and see if all the Friday Night Live people are there. And then we will look forward to seeing some of you tomorrow at the medical event. I hope to see you all. And again, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Good night, everybody.